New York Rangers took on the Detroit Red Wings in game number 3 of 82 this season. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my reaction / recap to this game here, talking about what happened here, the lineup from the Rangers here, and all that good stuff. The goalies were some of the highlights of this game, some of the negatives, the positives, all that good stuff here, like I do for pretty much every single game as well. So if you're a Rangers fan, there's definitely no better place to be on YouTube than this channel. But let's get right into it here, starting off with taking a look at the lineup as well as the goalies that we saw in this game. For the Rangers, it was once again for his third start in a row here, Igor Shesterkin. My guess is the next game here, which actually is against Detroit again, we will probably see Jonathan Quick make his season debut for the Rangers, which is kind of what I'm guessing here, but I very well could be wrong, as there is still, a few days away here from the next game here against the Red Wings. But the goalie here for the Wings in this game ended up being Alex Lyon, who also had a pretty solid game in this one as well. Taking a look, though, at the lineup that we saw in this game here, it was pretty much the exact same that we saw in Game 2 and the exact same that we actually saw in Game 1 there. Kreider, Zibanejad, Smith, Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere, Cooley, Hedl, Kakko, all that's been the same for all 3 games now. But for the fourth line, just like Game 1, instead of Rempe on that right wing spot in the fourth line, it was Johnny Brodzinski there alongside Carrick being the center and Edstrom as the left winger, and then the exact same defense core there. Miller, Falk, Schneider, Trouba, Jones, Mancini with Igor as the starter there. So pretty much the exact same lineup that we saw in Game 1 and Game 2. Now taking a look, though, at the first period, after a fairly quiet start to the game, we end up seeing Alexis Lafreniere take the first penalty of the game as he gets 2 minutes for high sticking, 12 minutes and 44 seconds into the first period, and 19 seconds into that penalty, we end up seeing Mo Seider get 2 minutes for interference on, I believe it was Mika Zibanejad, and that ends up evening things up there, 4-4. No goals ended up getting scored. But then we see with 8 minutes and 15 seconds into the first, Artemi Panarin skates the puck into the offensive zone, then makes a nice little pass over to Alexis Lafreniere, who's just off to his right there, a bit lower, a bit close to the net, and he ends up smacking in that one-timer, beating Alex Lyon 5-hole as he was sliding across the crease there to try and make that stop. It ends up going in there 5-hole to give the Rangers the 1-0 lead, and also assisted by Zach Jones when ended up making that pass to Artemi Panarin. Right after that goal was scored, we did see Philip Hedl draw a 2-minute penalty for hooking, but unfortunately the Rangers could not capitalize, so the game stayed 1-0 Rangers. Then we saw, though, as the game continued on there in the first period, Igor continued to stay pretty sharp there, making some good stops, but unfortunately, with just over 1 second left in the first period, we end up seeing the Detroit Red Wings tie the game up. Really unfortunate there, but that makes things a 1-1 game as Justin Holl ends up just kind of skating down in the Rangers zone below the goal line. And unfortunately, kind of like we've seen quite a bit with this Rangers team so far in these 3 games start this season, the Rangers have left the slot wide open way too many times here. And this time it's Dylan Larkin getting a nice, fairly easy goal as he's left quite open in the slot there. Justin Holl makes the pass from around the goal line there into the slot there to Dylan Larkin, and he ends up making the Rangers pay for that as he scores, as he's left wide open there to make things 1-1. And like I said, though, this has been a reoccurring thing so far in these 3 games that I have noticed. It's happened multiple times, and it's really just something that is, should be an easy fix, you'd think, or they're obviously just not leaving the slot wide open, which you shouldn't be doing at all, really, for the most part. So hopefully that can obviously be fixed here in the coming games here, but that definitely has been an issue, and hopefully that will get fixed because it's a big one and it has led to multiple goals again so far this season against the Rangers. Now going on into the second period, though, we end up seeing 2 minutes and 23 seconds into the second period. Chris Kreider gets 2 minutes for hooking on Alex DeBrincat, but the Rangers do kill that off, and Igor ended up making some very good stops. Later on, we end up seeing Artemi Panarin end up using his speed and skill quite well there to draw a penalty on Ben Chiarot there as he gets 2 minutes for hooking, but once again, we see the Rangers come up with nothing on the power play as they had a couple decent looks at moments, but could not find the back of the net on the power play to score that goal. But then we do see a little later on, and not too long after that penalty, Brodzinski, he ends up getting a 2-minute penalty for hooking. That gets killed off there, so the Rangers penalty kill didn't look too bad there. Igor continued to make some pretty good stops. Then we see Victor Mancini, Alexis Lafreniere, and Vincent Trocheck make a really nice kind of passing play late in the second period there to create a really good scoring chance as, Mancini makes a quick pass over to Lafreniere, who makes a very quick pass to Trocheck, who is right out front there. He gets a nice shot off, but unfortunately does get stopped there by Lyon, who did have a pretty good game in this one, so that keeps things tied up at 1. But then we do see, with about 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the period, Justin Hall gets a 2-minute penalty, and right away, as that puck was pretty much dropped there, the faceoff gets won by Vincent Trocheck, and on that power play for the Rangers, they pretty much score right away there, as we end up seeing a pretty good overall play there by the team there. They move the puck around a bit there. Pretty much all the guys touched it as well, which was nice to see there. Good puck movement by the team. And we see Panarin ends up passing over to Zibanejad, and he makes a great pass under Mo Seider, who's trying to block that pass to Chris Kreider, who's out in front where he loves to be on the power play, and he deflects it in just like he is amazing at, and that makes things 2-1 for the Rangers to give them the lead once again. And this is just a classic Chris Kreider goal there, being right up front of the net there, tipping one in there. A great pass by Zibanejad as well, who hasn't had the best start to this season so far, but definitely had a really nice pass on this goal there. So that was great to see, and hopefully does something for his confidence going forward as well. Going on into the third period here, we see early on, Alex Lyon ends up bumping his post off seemingly unintentionally. I would say that's kind of what my thoughts were, but it ends up being a penalty there. It's 2 minutes to delay a game. The Rangers do get a power play, but unfortunately, they do not score there. So the Rangers' power play wasn't the best in this game. Up until this point, it was 1 for 5, so not the best overall. But then we do see, with 15 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third period, not too long after that power play expired, we see Riley Smith score his first goal as a New York Ranger. And this is a player who I was very excited about when he was signed. Some Rangers fans were a little disappointed about the signing there, thinking that that was going to be the big move, and that obviously ended up being the big move, but that he may not be a great player, may not be a top 6 worthy player, but in my opinion, he is a top 6 worthy player. I'm a big fan of him. I think his game fits this team exactly, and he is a playoff performer. He's a great two-way winger, a great veteran guy. He's been around for a long time. He's had a lot of experience in the playoffs, in the regular season there. And he also won a cup with Vegas, so I think he's going to be a great player for this team, and I'm really excited to see what he can do playing alongside guys like Zibanejad and Kreider. Taking a look now, though, we end up seeing off the draw, it's on the right side, dot in the Detroit Red Wings zone. Mika Zibanejad wins the faceoff pretty much right back to Riley Smith there. He takes a couple steps inwards a bit and pretty much just rips a shot there with a couple bodies out in front and snipes one past Alex Lyon to make things 3-1 Rangers there, to give him his first goal as a Ranger. A great shot there, and also, Mika Zibanejad's second assist of the game. That's great to see. He's a guy who hasn't played the best in the first 2 games there, but I would say definitely had his best game so far of the season so far, these 3 games, in game 3 here against the Red Wings. So that is good to see there. Hopefully he can turn things around and have a much better kind of bounce back season than what he had last season, which was definitely not great for a guy making as much money as he is for the next 6 years. Obviously making 8.5. He's here for a long time, making a lot of money. So hopefully he truly can kind of turn things around and have a big bounce back season. And then we do see, though, a little after that, though, Mika Zibanejad does get a 2-minute penalty for tripping. Wings get a power play, but the Rangers do kill that off, and they end up going up to this point 4 for 4 on the penalty kill, which is great to see as well. And with just 1:22 left in the third period, the Detroit Red Wings had their goalie pulled, and Jacob Trouba ends up getting the puck there, passing over to Panarin, who finds Mika Zibanejad, and he scores to pretty much end the game there. 4-1 win for the New York Rangers, and a really nice win as well. I think this was a pretty good all-around win for the Rangers here. I think the offense did their job once again, doing a pretty good job at scoring 5-on-5, which is really nice to see as well. This team has done a really great job so far to begin this season in the first 3 games here of really scoring at a pretty high level, honestly, at 5-on-5. So I think that's great to see there. This team is doing a really good job at that, and they're winning games here. This team has a good record there. They've gotten a lot of points. They're off to a good start, and that's what you want to see. The Red Wings here, they're not a bad team at all, right? So they're a very good team. They're going to be a playoff team, or at least a team competing for a playoff spot this season. And they're going to be, one of those teams really competing for a wild card spot more than likely. So that's a good win there for the Rangers. They also faced quite a few former Rangers. You got a bunch of guys, Alex Kopp, you got Patrick Kane, Tyler Motts there. You've obviously got Vladimir Tarasenko. So, obviously there's a bunch of guys there who, former Rangers, which is pretty cool to see that obviously Rangers has to play in this game. But I think overall, a nice win here for the Rangers, and a guy like Igor Shesterkin in net there, he played fantastic, ended up making a ton of great saves there, ended up stopping 26 out of 27 shots he faced there, and the one goal they scored was Dylan Larkin wide open pretty much in the slot there, so I don't think you can blame Igor too much for that goal. So overall, Igor played pretty much a perfect game nearly, and the Rangers get a nice 4-1 win here against a good, playoff caliber team. We obviously see a guy like Mika Zibanejad have a great game here, getting a goal, empty netter obviously, but still a goal there and to assist. That was great to see. Artemi Panarin, he gets 3 assists in this one. So I think overall, a nice win here for the Rangers. And we did see once again, the third line for the Rangers really have another great game here. I think they've had 3 really good games in a row here, and hopefully we can see that continue into the future as well. And hopefully we do see Ryan Lindgren come back at some point in the near future, although this decor has really not played too terribly bad. I mean, Trouba and Miller have had their moments when they haven't been too good, but other than that, I think guys like Jones and Mancini have done a really good job, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Mancini stay even once a guy like, obviously, Lindgren comes back, but I don't know if we're going to see that happen with other guys just kind of having a spot over him, so we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like and subscribe button for a ton more New York Rangers content. If you are a New York Rangers fan, this is the place to be. Definitely subscribe for a ton more New York Rangers content. And also, don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on this nice 4-1 win for the New York Rangers against a good Detroit Red Wings team. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one. See ya.